he did a lot for Texas basketball hoops. I think Shaka carried that on, and then Chris Beard with the crowd and what he's done in such a short period of time is really remarkable. It was really a hard environment today, and I know it's been like that throughout the year. What he created in Lubbock was phenomenal, so I know he'll do the same. So I want to give recognition to that because, again, we're the state of Texas, and basketball means something to all of us coaches. And together we want to be known in the nation as one of the best places to come play basketball, and appreciate their contributions. As far as team, I thought it's third straight game we trailed at half. So my pregame talks need to improve. But really proud of the guys' toughness. And we had 13 points. Texas had 13 points in our turnovers first half, and I thought second half we tried to make a conscious effort to do better on that, and we only gave up 5. So that was a big part of it. And then defensively, I thought we really locked in the last 10 minutes.
Scott, can you talk about how Adam got into that groove in the second half and really made a difference?
Well, I mean, Adam's a heck of a player. He gets in grooves. James, same thing. And when you have two guards like that in the backcourt, it allows you to sleep at night. And there's going to be some games they make shots, some games they miss, but they do a great job leading our team.
And Scott, Kendall and Adam both got in foul trouble. How do you think they played so well, not picking up 5 fouls down the stretch?
Well, we've been working on showing our hands, trying to do a good job because we are limited, and people got to learn to play with fouls and not get in foul trouble. So I thought they did a great job with that.
Scott, that 7-0 run that kind of gave y'all the cushion there. I mean, Andrew misses the 3, y'all get a bucket. Ramey misses it inside, y'all get a bucket. Is that the difference between good teams and great teams and championship teams? You have to respond when given the moment.
I think Fran says it best. Balls in the air, good coach, bad coach, good coach, bad coach. Depends what happens. And what's really hard as a coach is if you give, you come up with a play or scheme or something, you have an open look and you miss it, and then at the other end there's a contested shot and they make it. And what's good coaching? Is it the open look or is it the contest? So they had some great looks because they run good stuff. And again, I got so much respect for Coach Beard and what he's done in his career.
Scott, I think y'all had 15 second chance points in the second half. Was that maybe just Texas wearing down against your physicality, or what did you see out there that allowed you guys to kind of control the offensive glass like that?
Well, I think it was 12-11, so both of us had effort on the glass. We were just more efficient in making ours, and I mean, there's been times where we've out-rebounded people, and then they've been more efficient. And, credit our guys with being able to those 3 offensive rebounds were huge, and he's really done a great job. Him and John are very good friends, very close, and he's playing for John too.
Your big guys are able to close out on their 3-point shooters, and it made it difficult for them and push the shot clock late. How important is that to make an opponent uncomfortable late in the shot clock?
Well, I think our defense the last couple of years has been really good, and the big reason is our bigs really can guard. And they're not liability out there. They guard 1 through 5, and Flo and John have worked really hard on that, and that's why we've been able to be as successful.
Scott, do you think coming off that win on Saturday against Kansas, the beginning of this game was due to just some emotion?
Hey, in the Big 12, really every game is a 1-possession game, and you can play really well, and you can lose 3 or 4 in a row. I mean, these are NCAA tournament games. I mean. One thing I'd love to see happen, and I said at Media Day, I'd love to see 3 teams in the Final Four. I mean, I remember growing up in the Big East, they had 3 one year, and I was like, man, that's so cool. And, I mean, we're close to that. So hopefully we can do that. But each team really, every night you're battle tested, and part of the reason everybody's so banged up is you got guys that really compete and play on it.
What is it about James that he, even when he's not shooting great, he seems to close out games and lock in, even if it's not going totally his way?
I think he's a winner, and some players have a knack for big moments, and doesn't mean I think what Michael Jordan missed more shots than anybody at the end of the game, but he obviously closed a lot out too. So I mean, James, no matter how the game is, his best moments are usually at the end.
Scott, with tomorrow being March, and March is here. I know you have 1 game left, but what do you feel like where the state of y'all's union is right now, going into the postseason, basically?
Well, I think couldn't be more proud of our team for the resilience. We're undefeated, 15-0 when we had everybody, and then we had a plethora of injuries, and the team stuck together and gave us time as a staff to figure things out and put them in positions to be successful. And just shows a lot of heart, leadership, courage from them. And staff's done a really good job.
Is it any different feeling than this time last year? Or do you feel the same? Or
I tell you, I know people said last year us and Gonzaga were just head and shoulders better than everybody, and I think one thing I'll say is we didn't have crowds to go against, and when you play on the road in these environments, I mean, it's really hard for any team to be undefeated or anything. I mean, look at Gonzaga just going back to back at San Fran and St. Mary's, the two top net teams in their league, and now it's just hard to do. And we have every night you're like that. And that's why hopefully we get 7 or 8 teams in the tournament. Hopefully we have a couple make deep runs if we can get healthy, and you got to be blessed, as you know.
Why do you feel like you dominated Texas lately? You swept them this year and won 12 out of 13, Scott.
I think we just we executed and had a couple of things go our way down the stretch. I mean, when we were losing all those when we first got there, I mean, we had chances, opportunities, and sometimes it just feels like you go through stretches. It's like I've never really had it, but if you're a good golfer, like when you just have one of those runs where everything's going in.
What do you see from Texas? They don't get easy buckets ever, is it? What do you feel like they're missing?
I think first of all, they had some good looks, and I think I mean, I see their guys playing. I thought Shaka did a great job, but I mean, I think Andrew Jones, I've seen him take more charges in 3 or 4 games watching preparing. I mean, they're playing hard, they're competing. They did that last year to win a Big 12 tournament championship, and they did. I mean, Chris has taken it to another level with those guys as far as atmosphere, and they can beat anybody. And I mean, I'd be really surprised when it comes tournament time if they don't win and do well. And that's not to put pressure or anything. It's just that's how much respect I got for them. I'll be picking all the Big 12 teams to get in.
Were you worried about losing James to Texas? I know they wanted him too.
We were worried about losing all our recruits to everybody that recruits them. So I know at the end of the day, you win some, you lose some, and we just always pray God gives us who He wants, and we do a good job of it.
And Scott, do you feel like Kendall's confidence from 3 is now at a place it wasn't even at a couple weeks ago?
He's been shooting it really well the last couple of weeks in practice. We keep telling him to take those shots, and so we've encouraged him. And the big thing is, I think his teammates believe in him, and when the teammates believe in you, that I like to think us coaches mean more, but we don't. When your teammates believe in you, it means a lot more.
Are you hopeful that you get LJ back this year, or are you going to have to shut him
Oh,
down?
trust me, that's in the nightly prayer. Yeah.
Adam, what did you feel like the difference was in the second half for you guys?
Just really getting stops and getting out in transition. Once we got stops, we were able to get easy baskets. They were denying, doing a lot of things in the first half, making it tough. But, great teams, make adjustments at halftime, and that's what we did.
You got really hot. You scored 16 points second half. Were you just getting good looks, or what was happening?
Yeah, guys like James, Dale, Jeremy breaking guys down. And, I just had to make the shot at the end of the day. So I got a lot of wide open looks, and I just credit them.
James, what does it say about this team to win in this kind of environment?
It says that we're a really tough team, especially for some of our core guys being so young. Guys like Kendall and Jeremy, they freshmen, but they really big pieces on this team. And credit to them for stepping up. But, we don't really have all our guys. Probably won't, you know what I'm saying? But I think that, we're real resilient, real tough.
Yeah, Adam, how important is the presence of Flo for y'all? He had, I think, 3 offensive rebounds along the second half. Just what he's able to bring inside for y'all.
Yeah, big time. He's one of our leaders, and he's been here, so he knows the system. He knows what we need to do, to win games. So at the end of the day, having him out there, having his presence be felt is big time for us.
Was it hard getting up for another game this quickly after an emotional win over Kansas?
No, not at all. You know, we were excited to be able to play again, and you know, coming into Texas is always a huge crowd, great environment. So we were excited to be here.
This is for both of y'all. What does it mean to get the last win at the Irwin Center?
I ain't gonna lie, I feel kind of good. Just be honest. But nah, it just would have felt good whether it was the last game or not. You know what I'm saying? It's always tough to win on the road in the Big 12, let alone at Texas. So, you know, credit to our guys for really stepping up.
And James, how do you think the offense kind of opened up after Texas pick and roll coverage really maybe gave y'all some trouble?
I think we made some adjustments at halftime. I mean, get them the credit. They did a good job of trapping the ball screen and really getting it out our hands and not allowing the guards to come downhill. You know, they made adjustments also, but I think at halftime, you know, we kind of saw what they was doing and had time to adjust.
James, did you consider coming to Texas very strongly?
No.
Not at all?
Not at all.
That first game, they were able to body the guards pretty basically out of the paint. They had a little bit more success, but did you feel like at the end of the game that y'all were able to prevent them from getting that penetration that had helped them score in this one?
Yeah, we put a lot of emphasis on the last 5 minutes of the game, and you know, we just pride ourselves on buckling down and just being a tougher team out there. So we were all connected, boxing out, getting rebounds, and just getting out. So
You got 4 fouls. Do you have to play any differently when that happens? Obviously, you had a couple of huge buckets, but you had 6.5 minutes or 6 minutes left. What was your mindset when we got that 4th foul?
Yeah, I definitely have to be cautious on defense, but you know, credit to my teammates. I know that even if I'm a little hesitant, you know, on defense, not trying to get that last foul, they always have my back out there.
And Adam, at 64 all, you had that great kind of up and under play with your footwork. What did you work on to develop a shot like that?
Credit to our GAs, you know, Chris, guys from last year as well, Rim, Matt, Matt Gray, even Peyton. You know, we've worked endless hours, you know, working on stuff like that. So, you know, I got to give all the credit to them.
Did you do anything special to shut down Andrew Jones tonight, since he's their big weapon outside?
We definitely just paid attention to the scouting report at the end of the day. You know, just like they studied us, we studied them. So we wanted to, you know, make it difficult for all their guys.
James, are you finding some pretty good creases in their defense? You got a lot of penetration.
Yeah, I think that, you know, when we got guys like Flag and Kendall that could get back door and get lobs, the court is trying to just kind of spread a lot. Our schemes, our coaches do a great job of giving, you know, our guards room to operate. So we always try to spread the floor and get like an NBA style spacing. So and then it made it easier when Flag got hot. In the second half, it was easier to kind of get downhill, and there was a lot more space.
Adam, since EJ's gone down, what can you say about Flo's play?
Amazing. You know, we've always believed him. We knew what he was capable of, and you know, he's getting a lot more opportunities just to, you know, showcase. So we're blessed to just have him on the team and, you know, be that emotional leader we got.
Do you think outside of the Baylor world, do you think people kind of expect y'all to either slow down or take a step back because y'all are having these injuries? And is there more motivation to keep the pedal to the metal?
Maybe. You know, we don't really need any motivation, but, you know, that could be fuel to the fire. But at the end of the day, you know, it's only important what's in the circle, you know, so we don't really focus on too much of the outside world.
You're still missing some people, but you feel like you're playing back at the level you were first half of the season? We definitely can be a lot better. You know, we know that every game we can go 1-0 and learn from our mistakes. You know, we made some mistakes out there today, but I'm glad we got the job done. But, you know, we want to be the last team playing at the end of April. Beginning of April, sorry.
Did y'all feel like they were a lot more physical than in the first meeting?
I think that's pretty normal after you lose a game, and especially the second game at home. I think that and I think we out-rebounded them in the first game. So we knew they was going to come out here and just be a lot more physical and try to, you know, beat us up on the glass.